Hello, good evening. It's like after 7 p.m. here in India, and I had a request to show my altar, so I'm gonna do that as simply as possible. It's very hard to explain a lot of things that are on an altar and why they're there, because it's often a personal experience with who you resonate with as far as deities go. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. First of all, there's a diya, which is ghee, burns ghee inside. And yes, ghee keeps the rope lit on fire. That is a necessity to me. It doesn't have to be ghee. Any oil will do. You can use the cheapest oil you find and it will still burn like that. Ghee just shows a special sort of respect, and sometimes you can't afford the ghee, so I get fairly cheap ghee. In Mysore, that's easy because there's really great cheap ghee. So since I've gotten here, I've had more time, a harder time, I should say, getting a hold of that. Anyway, that's enough about that. The little porcelain case, I can't think of what they call it right now, holds my kumkum, which is from Kamakhya. It's very, very red. We'll put it on my forehead right now. I usually put a very big spot, but I don't need a big spot because this isn't for my morning. This is for show, to explain stuff to you guys. People always ask me, why is this applied on people's forehead? There's several different explanations, and I really like to say two of them especially. In ancient times, not so ancient, but maybe 1,000 years back, when yogis were getting popular. Popular is not the right word because they've never been popular. India is very much a close-knit family, sort of a network. And when yoga people started going off by themselves into caves in the Himalayas to find themselves and find God, people thought that was weird. So they believed after some time that there became a story about how they would steal the souls of your children through the third eye. So you put it there as protection. If you are thinking about body as far as nadis go, nadis meaning the energy channels. Nadi is also the Sanskrit word for river because they are the energy channels that give life to the whole planet. But a nadi is the energy channel through the body, Ida and Pingala, which we work with in Hatha Yoga, in Ashtanga Yoga a lot, through our breath and through our movement. The two crisscross at the chakra points, heart center, throat center, 7 different points. And they crisscross here at the Agnya chakra, and that's a sensitive point. So if you put kumkum there, it helps to protect you from invading forces, meaning other people with psychic abilities. It helps protect them being able to get in there and find out your secrets. There are a lot of mundane things you can also say about it. It's made from turmeric. Lime, the chemical lime from the earth, is added to the turmeric to turn it this color red. Red shaped like this is for the Devi, and I'm a Devi worshiper. So to me, it also is showing everyone that I'm a Devi worshiper, because I don't always put the 3 white lines. I do sometimes, but they don't show up on my skin a lot and they fall off a lot. The ash. I do have ash from Rav Temple in Kashi. So I do use it on my lingam. So I'll move on. These are stones that came from each a different situation. These two are from Serpentine, are from Arizona, and I love Arizona, so they represent the energy of Arizona. Tamika serpentine causes your chakras, your energy, your kundalini to wake up. This is black tourmaline, which is very grounding, but also does a few other great things. You can Google it. Scapolite, which when I first was given it to me by my friend Victoria, the moment it touched me, my spine cracked. And she immediately said, "This is yours, you have to have it, I'm giving it to you." So I keep it with me. It's very healing. And if I'm having nervous system issues or like joint problems and I hold it while I'm meditating or chanting, those problems go away. So that's just a personal thing of mine. This lingam, this is a Shiva lingam, this is the lingam, this is the yoni, and the yoni should always point north. And I have a little miniature one that I put on there to recharge it, and I carry it with me. It's from Kashi, the city of Varanasi, near where the Kashi Vishwanath temple is, but also not too far from where the Kal Bhairav temple is. So to me, this represents Aghora Shiva and Kal Bhairav all together. This is my mala, my Rudraksha mala, that I chant my Diksha mantras with from Guruji. Guruji is back there. I will get to him in a moment. This is Naga Kali, and this is the Nagas I got from Kukke Subramanya temple when my friend and I went and had our Sarpadosha removed. So I got that symbolically for that. Naga Kali, I have Diksha too. So I have a symbol of her on my altar because she means a lot to me and she is personal to Guruji. This is a yoni pot called many other things too. Not that I'm going to get into all the names of everything. And this is a shell from Kamakhya representing the yoni. Inside is water, and you never change the water. You can add to it if it evaporates, which it evaporates here a lot. This is a mountain, Sri Chakra. If you look at it from the top, you can see the Sri Yantra. But Mount Meru means it's the pointed version that's stacked up. So it's the Mount Meru version of the Sri Chakra, which if you want to Google any of this stuff, you can do that. This is Kali that my friend got me, Harsha, got me from the Dakshinaswar temple near Calcutta. And this is an image of her in a 3D form. I just love that. I keep it. Okay, this is alcohol, because when you're doing tantric puja, we tend to offer panchamakara, the 5 for doing this, forbidden things. And if you have a small altar that you carry with you everywhere, it's not simple to offer panchamakara daily. So I tend to do the smallest amount possible. So wherever I go, I buy a small bottle of alcohol and offer it. Because in the Kularnava Tantra, it says, if you can do no more, you have to offer at least dravya of madhya, wine, but it can be alcohol. This is whiskey, because that's what we can get here fairly easily. This is my bell with Nandi on top. Nandi is looking at Shiva, which he always has to. The bell is for signaling the temple, signaling when the altar is being opened up, activating the awareness for all the gods, telling them that we're here to worship them. Ganesha, made out of yak bone from Nepal, that I got in St. Louis at a center. The guy was really great. He used to go to Nepal, go to India, and bring stuff back. So my Ganesha is from Nepal and made of actual bone, which is kind of interesting. This is, I'm going to pick her up so you can see her better. She looks like Lakshmi. She's the tantric version of Lakshmi called Kamala, same as Kamala Harris, running for the US president. It means lotus flower in one version of it. There's other versions of it. Padma is one, so if you do Padmasana. But she's carved out of green aventurine, so she's very dark. You can't even see the green here in the lighting because I've got the light turned lower, but it's a very dark green, and aventurine is a stone known for its ability to bring abundance, whatever kind of abundance that is. This is a stone from the base of Chamundi Hill. My friend told me a story about Kali and how she lives in the earth there because Chamunda is a version of Kali. And so I kept that stone because a tree cut me right as he was telling me the story, and I started bleeding, and he said, oh, that's her looking for her offering. So it's very interesting that it happened, and I decided to keep the stone, and it stays on my altar. This is a stone from Guruji's property that I have infused Chamunda into, because Chamunda is there. And he has a stone similar shaped with Chamunda's vibe in it And I chant a mantra to it also. This is Smashan Kali. Her trishul is broken off and it's supposed to come up right here. It's down here, and I re-glue it and fix it all the time, and it doesn't always stay. And right now it's at a point where she's not wanting it to stay, but I think she's beautiful. She's also from the same shop Ganesha's from, made of yak bone, so she comes from Nepal, and dyed red. And the guy who owns that shop, or used to own it, it's closed now, told me they had told him she was dyed with yak blood, that's why she's red. But she's really red, which blood gets darker as it ages. So I don't know what they did, if they did some preservation kind of a tonic on her to keep her that red, but she's really my first and foremost thing here. There's a picture of Smashan Kali that Ramakrishna's wife, Sharada Devi, used to worship, and I just love that photo. This is my mala that goes with the mantra I have from Kamakya, made out of red coral. You have to do things with red string from there. I meant to show this mala. This is a red sandalwood mala I use for other mantras that are not Diksha mantras from Guruji. This is a visualization of Kamakya, which was not allowed. It was only the yoni, so I didn't ever have one. And lately they're using this picture of her everywhere, and they started having murtis of her made. I like to honor the tradition that she was only the yoni at first, but I don't know, it was beautiful, so I ended up getting it, and I just started keeping it on the altar. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it like that, but for now, that's where it is. That's the trishul given to me by someone who used to be a friend of mine, who, when I was super getting into Shiva and Kali, he thought I should have it, and it comes apart, comes into little pieces, but it's very special to me. This is Pratyangita Devi. She has the head of a male lion, she has the body of a female, and she rides a male lion, and she holds different implements. This might look like wild hair, but it's fire, because the fire of consciousness is awakened within her. From her head up, it's depicted. In almost every scene, even if you see a drawing, she'll have that. And the snakes, the nagas, always show that the consciousness, if you worship them, can rise your kundalini up and get you fully awake. See, the photo of her there, right in front of Guruji's photo, was given to me years back, and there's a long story I've written about and told before, about how that card, after my friend gave it to me, led me to Guruji. That's Guruji, and he hates this photo of him because he says he's so fat in it. He's not terribly vain, so it's not like he's sitting worried about it. I love the photo, so he said, please use it. And I just have to have him here because he's kind of always in my heart. He has a special place to me. This is from Kamakya, and people will get it, and it says Jai Ma Kamakya in Devanagari script on it. I don't want to take it out because it's kind of tucked in there, especially a certain way. So there's ways to do pujas that go along with this. There's ways to do generic pujas, which I've taught in Mysore, and I've done some online workshops before. This is just a quick overview of my altar. There's a few other parts of it that are there as well, and I'm not going to share all of it right now because some of it's private, and this is the general information that I feel comfortable giving out about it, okay? So hope you enjoyed that little tour, and if you have an altar, I would love to hear what you think about yours. I don't really care what you think about mine because it's personal to me. And I don't mean that to be a dickhead. I just mean that to be, it's the truth. It does for me what I need it to do, and it doesn't matter if it pleases anyone else. And that's the way it should be for yours also, okay? All right, have a great night. Ciao.